Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show with Mike. Easus is here today. Hello, Easus.
Hello.
Garrett is here as well. Hello, Garrett.
Howdy.
I apologize in advance. I don't know what I've done, but my voice is just like shot. It was really bad over the weekend. I was doing some Drew and Mike pause for the members area. And
You weren't yelling at the TV?
that's not good. No. I had nothing to yell at.
I was going to say, there's no more football. What are you doing with your days?
Yeah, it's horrible.
What do you do? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, watch TV.
Yeah.
I took Cece for a walk.
No, I do that.
There you go.
Yeah, that was good. So I apologize. I'm eating some Ricolas now, so if you hear that, that's what it is. It sucks, so I'm hoping.
Could be a
Obviously,
change of
I'm
weather, I
not
guess.
talking to a lot of people, though. So it's like I haven't overextended it by being at a concert and yelling.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know. I have no idea what it is, but it's driving me nuts.
It's very interesting. I haven't lost my voice in a long time. Like where you,
Yeah.
but I haven't had an issue in a long time where I'm like, dude, I can't talk.
Yeah.
And I really do wonder what leads to it. Like,
I don't know.
what I
You
mean?
not
Yeah.
being able to talk might be a relief for a lot.
It could, yeah. It could be a medication you're on.
Yeah.
It could be, obviously, I've lost it a million times by screaming.
Yeah.
At concerts.
That is
or
true. That is true.
Sometimes some of the impressions I would do down here back in the early days.
Oh, yeah.
When Officer
Yeah.
Walters or something to really get going.
Yeah. I do
Some of those
remember
days.
that being a case.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
But this kind of blows. I'm hoping it just blows through. I had posted on Facebook earlier that I was doing Drew's show tomorrow and Wednesday. He
Yeah.
asked me if I'd come sit in with him.
He's leaving us for better shows.
No.
This what you get, Garrett?
No, I'll bring you with
I
me.
ruined it all.
I'll bring you
thank
with
you.
me. Don't worry.
I appreciate
You
it.
guys are part of the team.
If he still has me with him after all these years, he's not.
Yeah,
fucking-
you're going
I mean,
nowhere.
As long as you're here, my job's safe.
Yeah,
you just
you're
have to
fine.
show up,
Yeah.
mostly.
No, I got a text out of the blue, and Drew was like, "Hey, what are you doing Wednesday? You want to come host the show with me? Mark and Trudy are out of town." And I was like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, for sure, let's do it." And then he texted back and was like, "What about Tuesday?" I was like, "Sure, yeah, sounds great." But then at the same time, I'm dealing with my voice. It's like, oh, perfect.
Right.
I haven't gone on anywhere. And
That's fucking life, I guess.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
It's,
the good thing is Drew's so easy to talk to.
Yeah.
Like he's a natural number one,
Oh, yeah.
Right.
That's the position he's held for decades, and so he just knows how to. Obviously, I'm not telling you guys or anybody.
know, it's
listening.
like we're all
No, I
listening
get
to
it.
this.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
We all know, but he is, and so you just got to kind of pick your holes and go with that. But he makes it very, very simple. So I think a lot of people have written me for years and years and years, wondering why are you never on that show? Why are you?
I've heard the whisperings among my
Yeah.
work and my people who listen to the show.
Exactly, because I was with those guys for 17 plus years, and so we had some issues. I've talked about it. I'm not real proud of the way I left them with 105.1, and I've apologized to Drew a couple of times about that, and he's like, yeah, whatever. I still think it was a mistake going there. I think we could have just killed it with our own podcast
Oh, yeah.
back in the day, but I get it.
at the time, I think he's such a traditional radio guy that he
and
wouldn't.
podcasting, dude. Back then, remember
I was about to say.
we would post like how to listen to a podcast. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't just
Back
No.
10 years ago, it wasn't as easy as it is
No.
today.
Uh-uh.
Tell people to listen to a podcast.
no. It was it was computer nerds.
Yep.
Like people that were computer nerds had been doing it since the inception.
I used to have to download the TDC podcast off of a URL link from your site to my phone, and then I have to delete it off my phone so I wouldn't have too much storage later on.
Yeah.
Like I'd have to
exactly.
individually download every single episode from the website itself if I wanted to listen.
Yeah. So it's gotten a lot easier
Oh yeah.
over the years.
I just put it on Spotify and let it go.
But back then it wasn't easy, and that was half the concern. Was like, how the hell is anyone going to listen to this
Right.
ever? Because there was no such thing as a podcast app on your phone or that you can't delete.
Yep.
That's just there.
Yeah.
That shit
Totally.
didn't exist, so it was a lot easier. But I could just see the train. Not that Drew couldn't or Mark couldn't, but when is a good time to get off that and switch gears and go like, okay, this is going to be the new medium. Like nobody really knew that answer.
Yeah.
No.
And so I don't, fault those guys. I mean, it's a good paycheck over there, and it's like, oh yeah, we could just come and be in your
the
basement
thing's
and
there.
not get paid, and
Yeah.
who knows if we'll get paid.
Let's do
and
this for
you're like,
free and see what happens.
yeah, that's more stupid than anything. But it was like, nah, I saw the writing on the wall. Like, this is going to be a dead medium sooner than later. So, anyway, but that's probably why it wasn't like, hey, just come on over here. But I think having Drew on, a month ago or whatever it was, and he and I did a couple lunches and had a great time. It was like, people always talk about seeing someone you haven't seen in 10 years, and then it's like you fall right back into place together, and it was absolutely like that.
And it shows for the listeners too, because like anything I've heard about that episode, everyone says, "Dude, I love when Drew was on TDC." It was like, him and Mike they knew how to get together and what to do.
And I've always known my place around Drew, right? It's like, I know
He's that honcho.
Yeah, he's the guy. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to direct things. He's going to go where he wants to go, and that's awesome. And I don't mind playing that role, and hopefully people enjoy it. Hopefully my voice is a little better in 24 hours. But it's going to mean we're not here doing this. I mean, I think he records at 4, he said.
Okay.
Something like that. So it's going to knock us out, but I figured that's worth it to go over there.
I think so.
Yeah.
Good publicity.
Yeah, for sure. And even more so than that with me, it's like, I love being on a mic with Drew.
Yeah.
Like, I just do. He's one of the best to ever do it, and he's totally fun. And when I get a text from him saying like, dude, we'll have a lot of fun, I'm like, yeah, of course we will.
Right.
So I'm excited about that, and kind of turning that page. And I think it will make a lot of people really happy that are kind of confused.
I'm sure.
One of the big knocks on radio people is the secrecy about whatever's going on.
I've never got it for the most part. Like back when DJs mattered, you'd be listening in, all of a sudden like Monday, just new DJ would be out in the evening, and it's like,
they never mention that guy again.
And it's like, okay.
Yeah, and a lot of that, first off, like you gotta remember that whether it's Jay's here, or Troy's here, or whoever over the years, those people have families, and those people have kids, and those people have moms and dads that listen on occasion. And so even if you did have some like, holy shit, fuck you, no fuck you moment, and it blows up, and you want to, like, it's instinctive. You want to go on the air and be like, I was fucked over by this asshole.
Yeah,
blah, blah,
yeah.
blah.
Oh, yeah.
But you got to be smarter than that. And you got to, it's like, no. You don't want to go out and trash people, and then they're going to retaliate and trash you. And it's like, what are you doing? How old are we that we're out here like, hey, things don't work out. That's the way it goes sometimes. And I've learned that lesson many times over here. And I don't think I shit on people for the most part.
Yeah.
Unless they
Only
really
those deserving.
Yeah, there's some that believe me, and Jesus knows. there's a couple that have been in this orbit where it's like, motherfucker, you'd like to really tell people what it was like.
Very true.
Yeah, and you just can't do it.
I get that.
And
just radio's always been super weird about it. Like,
it'd be different if you all worked in radio together and you all kind of had public lives.
Yeah,
but a lot of the people that have come in and out of here aren't those guys.
Right.
They're not like media people. And so it's really unfair to,
Yeah, it's like, how come you got a platform to shit on me and I have to go back to my two-bit job in the corner?
Yeah, exactly. That's not right. And I don't feel
it's
that
just
way
funny because
anyways.
adults are just like, look what's going on now with Belichick and Brady. You know what I mean? Now all of a sudden it's kind of coming out. Brady, I wasn't going to sign another contract with that under that.
Oh, did he say that?
Yeah, I guess Brady's kind of. Yeah, he's
dude,
kinda,
that
you know what I mean?
That documentary, because I watched Brady Man in the Arena.
Yeah.
The 10-part documentary on him, and they've got a new one out now on Apple
Yeah,
TV.
that must be it.
And the first 2 episodes, I believe there's like 9 episodes. It's fantastic. They've got all the main players: Belichick, Brady, Robert Kraft, Adam Vinatieri. Like, everybody is interviewed in this. Apparently, they're going to get into Aaron Gonzalez.
Okay.
Murdered a couple people, and then had I don't know what the deal was. That's got to be just CTE.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Didn't he have some gay thing going on in prison?
That's
too?
a good point. Yeah, I think there was.
Wasn't he the
that.
one who, when he hung himself in prison, he lathered the floor in soap first?
No, ketchup and mustard.
Oh, ketchup and mustard. That's what it was.
Yeah, which I thought
smart
was
move.
Genius. It's like no coming back from this.
Nope.
Slipping all over the floor and
You're done.
yeah.
Really
But there's
wanted it.
100% CTE. And I think they've talked about the brain scans have been like, oh,
Yeah.
shit, we've never seen it this bad in someone this young.
Yeah.
So really bad, but they're going to get into that. I don't think they've ever talked about that.
Gotcha. But you know what I'm saying? Like, but what, to your point, though, I'm just kind of saying, like now that that's all done, now their little marriage is done, now we're hearing, like,
But they've been
what they think
kind of
about each other.
ass-kissy to this point that I've seen. So if you saw a clip of a
Well, I haven't
future
seen
episode,
the clip, but I've just seen the people release quotes, and one of them basically was like he was not going to sign another contract under that situation. Like he was done with whatever was going on with him and Belichick.
Dude, everything runs its course eventually.
Yes,
it just does.
And
It's just a part of life.
It's human nature.
Yeah.
In that situation, in that intense environment that you're in, with egos and pressure, you think that eventually someone's not. Although it does seem odd. It's funny because it does seem odd to me. It seems like you can't just look at each other and go, "We get it. I know. You know, we both make money. We're both successful." People are going to say they think it was it Brady or was it Belichick,
Dude,
and it's like they can't get over it.
When you think of the balls of Belichick, like. He flamed out horribly over a quarterback controversy in Cleveland. Right. Benching Bernie Kosar. Franchise sucked. They hated him, drove him out of town. Now he goes to the Patriots, and he's on a 5-win squad the first year. And the second year, they lock in their quarterback, or, Bledsoe's been there for years at this point. Signed as, came there on a rookie, as a rookie. Signs a $100 million deal in 99 or whatever it was. Like, first guy in the league to have a $100 million deal. Like, that's the guy.
He's our guy.
And Brady comes in, performs well while he's out for 7 weeks.
I know.
And then Brady has a couple really bad losses. Yeah. And Belichick is still going, we're going with Brady. We're going with
Brady.
Brady.
Was talk. I totally.
Like, the balls to do that shows you that he's going to have those same balls 20 years down the road when a really tough call comes, and it's like, do I start bringing a younger quarterback to take over for this aging guy? Like, that stress would be there.
Yeah.
But you can't blame him. The guy's made those decisions. It's why I don't get mad. I've said it before. Like, people are like, oh, fuck Eminem. The way he, sucks ass to, liberal bullshit and the way he shits all over Trump. And I'm like, dude, that's what he's done his whole career, whether it's his mom, his wife. Like, what do you expect him to turn that off when he's passionate about something else? Like, no. Yeah. Can't get mad at him for that. So what if he's ragging on Trump? Who cares? That's what he does. You laughed when it was his mom. Yeah. You laughed your ass off when it was his wife.
And they'd laugh if it was Biden.
Of course they would. And it's like, just perspective.
Do you remember, by the way, that, like, even when they won those playoff games, as far as my memory, now this was right when I was really starting to pay attention more. But if I remember,
you talking about the Patriots?
Yeah, I think even when they won the playoff games, then they got to the Super Bowl, and there was like talk of like, should they bring in, should they really just bring in back the veteran?
I think because Brady hurt his knee really bad. He got rolled up on.
Okay.
In the championship game.
Maybe that's what happened.
And Bledsoe had to finish that game, and they won.
Okay,
and it was like, when I saw the hit, I was like, oh, he's done for the year. Brady's done.
Gotcha.
And he's got this big brace on, and the Super Bowl's 2 weeks away. I believe that's the time.
Maybe that's what happened.
And it was like, well, we've got this healthy $100 million super quarterback and a wounded Tom Brady. What do you do? And he went with Brady, and it paid off. And
okay, I forgot. Like I said, I kind of forgot exactly the circumstance of it. But it was an interesting, crazy deal.
Yeah,
for sure.
But seeing how kind of pissed Bledsoe is, and like, he's not thrilled about this. Like,
really,
super supportive. Like, yeah, Tom's playing while I'm injured, but he absolutely expected the second I'm ready and I'm cleared, I'm starting. And Belichick was like, you should be not so fast,
dude. I know this is so kind of like, I know this is not how they think. But as a non-person who obviously made it to that level, I'd be like, dude, you got your fucking $100 million. Yeah. You're not even playing anymore. You're not getting injured. Just take it.
Dude, I think that all the time. Greatest job in the world, backup quarterback.
Take it in.
If you have a healthy quarterback that plays all year, and it's like you're a $3 million guy that holds a clipboard.
Yeah.
You're conserving your body, all that. Like, fine. These guys, it's like,
I know that's not how
Dan Orlovsky played 14 years in the NFL.
Right. Yeah.
He made millions of dollars to just sit there for a decade behind Matt Stafford
and run into the back of the end zone.
Yeah,
no, I'm just kidding.
He never hears about that. He never hears about that.
Never. No, but that's not how they think. And in reality, I don't think.
No, they're uber competitive on a level that's really hard to understand.
Yeah, and I think any of us would never, we joke about that. But if you're that talented and you reach that point, you want to play. You're not going to really sit there and just think,
Think about how embarrassing that would be. Humiliating.
Still got a ring.
No, I know, but you're standing on the sidelines because they don't think I'm as good as this 6th-round pick.
Oh, I know.
Scraggly kid out of Michigan. Are you fucking joking? You paid me $100 million and you don't think I'm as good as him?
How did Bledsoe look? Like, did he look good? Or
yeah, he still looks good.
How many years?
It was interesting though because the coaches go a little deeper in this documentary. Again, it's called The Dynasty on Apple Plus or Apple TV, whatever. Yeah. And like I said, like 9 episodes. I think the next one drops on the 23rd. But it's been really good. One of those where there are certain sports documentaries, like you don't have to be like a super fan of that team or of that sport to really get it. Some of those documentaries are just kind of, you can get into the story. Pretty
universal.
Yeah. This is definitely one of those.
Okay.
I remember like Beth and I were dating when the Hockey Town one came out. That Jenny did. And Josh, Russian 5. And we went and saw 2 different premieres of it. She absolutely loved it. She couldn't give a fuck about hockey.
Yeah.
But it was just one of those.
I was going to say that had a lot to do with the Soviet era of America and stuff. That's really cool stuff.
And that totally fit. And it was like, hey, a good story is a good story.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, E?
Oh, you know what's funny? I'm kind of looking at it now. I was going to say, like, how long did he play after that year? Like, how long?
Bledsoe?
How long was he with the Patriots?
Years.
Was he with the Patriots those times, or did they trade him?
No, he moved on.
Okay, so I was like, did he get like 3 rings out of this, even though he wasn't?
No. Look at his career. I'm struggling to remember where he went. Bills, maybe? Or?
That's what I was trying to actually look up on my phone while I was sitting there.
Yeah.
But.
He looks that up, actually. Cliff Cook commented, and Chad Henne has played 13 years and made $60+ million, and he's only been in like 4 games.
Yeah.
Total.
I mean, think about that.
That's good money.
How amazing is that?
Oh, Charlie Batch won a Super Bowl with fucking Pittsburgh.
Yep. Now, he had some starting years, though.
He did.
These guys like Nick Mullins and like Dan Orlovsky and Chad Henne, who Chad has played, I think he finally retired, but he played years behind Patrick Mahomes for all those years, and Patrick never missed a game, ever.
You were right, by the way. Buffalo. So after 2001. So after they won that Super Bowl, it's like, dude, you
couldn't have that.
You're in the money.
No.
So then he's in Buffalo for 3 years, and then Dallas for 2. Until 2006.
But they start talking what I thought was really cool because I'd never heard this. They're talking to other coaches and like the GM and what they were seeing on film. Like, you got to understand, Bledsoe was getting fucking hammered.
Right.
He was getting sacked a lot. The team wasn't very good. There were a lot of miles put on him, and they start showing examples of him kind of seeing ghosts out there.
Oh,
where it's he's not looking downfield where he needs to. He's worried about getting fucking smashed.
Yeah, he's getting ready. He's like, if I get injured, I'm out.
Yeah, well, or not. Like, you have to play that position a certain way. Like, I'm about to get hammered by a 300-pound semi-truck who wants to fucking hurt me.
Hot.
And God damn it, that's going to be weird. But I got to stand in there and throw that ball anyways and make it a good throw and then get creamed.
Yeah.
Right.
And some guys go, fuck that. They've been hit so many times, they start to duck and go down. And that's what the coaches were seeing. So they were like, this didn't really all have to do with him coming back from injury.
Yeah.
This is what we were seeing on tape. And it was like, this young kid's going to be better going forward. Blah, blah, blah. But I'd never heard him talk about that before.
You know what's funny, too? Like, just to me, when I'm looking at this now I can get nerdy. Like, sometimes on sports, I have weird moments, but now I get nerdy about this. Like, he didn't just go to Buffalo and, like, he was a starter.
Oh, yeah.
For years. And it's like, but in my mind,
he played fine.
8-8 in his first year. 8-8, 6-10 team-wise. But he played 2 or 3 years, 2 years with Buffalo, or 3 years with Buffalo, sorry, and 2 with Dallas. He started 4 of those years.
Yeah,
and I never even like considered what happened to him.
That probably would have been
that.
The Parcells years in Dallas too.
It must have been.
Parcells would have had him early in his career.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
but it's just funny because I never even considered what happened to him after that. I remember he got hurt. I remember Brady kind of became the dude.
Yeah,
and I just was like, okay,
yeah,
whatever he did.
Yeah, if you weren't following that stuff, but I do remember Bledsoe being like that, like the prototypical gun for an arm, really tall, 6'5". Guy, athletic, could make every throw on the field, and that's why they gave him $100 million.
Right.
So you just don't expect. That's like some guy coming in now, well, not for Patrick Mahomes, but someone like that, and you're like, well, obviously Patrick gets his job back, and it's like, I don't even know what you'd compare it to.
Well,
because
like
you got a 6th-round draft pick.
I would say we have like what we got here. Even Jared Goff. Jared Goff was a first-round pick or first
number one overall
pick. So if all of a sudden next year he got hurt and Hooker came in, and fucking just started killing it.
Yeah, but you're never gonna give. It's under the context of how much money that was at the time for a quarterback. Like he was the highest paid guy in the league.
No, you're right. I was.
Jared's not going to be the highest paid quarterback in the league no matter what. So
that's true.
Anyways, we're getting more. Well, actually, we're not getting more information. They had that. I think we mentioned it late last week, but they had the parade in Kansas City.
We actually didn't get into it. I don't think.
No, we didn't talk about that one.
You actually, you mentioned the shooting, but you're talking about another shooting.
Were we not here Thursday?
We were not here Thursday.
Okay, so it happened Wednesday afternoon. That story broke. That's right. But I made up for it in members area. The Drew and Mike Pause shit.
Some good stuff.
Holy fuck, dude. That interview with Harry Shearer.
I haven't gotten to that one yet. I'm still on the first two.
So good. There's a couple. I mean, if you're a fan of the show and you become a Patreon member, where was it? I should probably mention it. Anyway, just go to link to our Patreon page. It's on our website, radiofor1.com. You can get merch there, whatever. Listen there if you want. Nobody does that, but promo code TDC for MyPillow. All of those things are still there. The Amazon link.
And if you still want to throw some money at us, check the super chats on YouTube.
Yeah. Have we seen any super chats?
Not yet.
Not today.
Not tonight, but we'll see what happens as the show goes.
Hey, Garrett's keeping an eye on that. I love it, brother. So keep an eye on that. If people send us a super chat, which means they paid a few dollars to have us read their thing, we'll probably read it anyways. But if you want to help the show out,
I try and keep the ones relevant. Great. But if you throw a super chat, I'll read it no matter what.
Awesome. Is there anything else we need to besides hello guys, hey guys, that kind of thing?
Nope, that's it.
All right. So now there's some controversy, if you will, about that shooting at the Super Bowl parade, which is a horrible way to end something like that. You could just think like the Wings parade or something. You got 1 million people downtown, everyone's celebrating. It's a beautiful sunny day, and all of a sudden gunfire rings out. One person was killed. I think 20 were injured. And I noticed it really quick. Where it was like 2 perps arrested, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, they didn't say, they just said 2 perps. Yeah. So that means they weren't white. It's the first thought that popped in my mind. Otherwise, they'd go 2 lunatic Christian white guys, or they'd have no problem.
Trump supporters, alt-right.
Exactly, alt-right, Trump, MAGA, probably, and then they'd all be digging through their
anti-Semitic.
And even if you tried to say like, oh, they're juveniles, they don't really bullshit. If it was white MAGA guys doing it, and they still haven't identified them. So technically, we don't know, but we know. If you've covered the news long enough,
for sure,
you know how these go. So Kansas City, Missouri, Democratic Mayor Quinton Lucas condemned his Republican governor's description of the shooting suspects after so one was killed, 20 injured, including 11 children.
Dang.
And that's what, those types of things, like it's all kids. There's so many kids out there, with their families and stuff like that. So last week, Governor Mike Parson said, we can't let some thugs and criminals take over and ruin what happened. It's just sad. I was there yesterday. I feel for these parents, these kids, everything that went on. It was such a wonderful day. And then all of a sudden you end with that. Does that sound horrible?
No.
To you guys?
What you just said?
Yeah.
No. Why?
Well, there's a big problem there. So,
oh, wait, did he say thugs?
Thank you.
That's what it was.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh. I forgot that they like the micro pick whatever you can say.
Right. So during an appearance on a local radio show, KCUR, on Friday, Lucas said he strongly disagreed with Parsons' description of the suspects. Yeah.
What were they done?
Great question. I was
2 well-meaning people who happen to shoot at each other in a
it could be
crowded
anybody.
area.
Who the fuck, whoever they were.
Yeah.
You could call them thugs, right?
Could you call them assholes? Would that be better?
Right.
Because that's kind of asshole-ish behavior.
I watched a video before the final report dropped. Some guy was on TikTok, ranting about the whole shooting thing, blaming conservatives.
Oh.
He said it was all these white supremacist conservatives. Then the story
Second
dropped.
Amendment?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know what his whole thing was. He's like, these fucking all ginned up over Trump, and they're going to take it to the streets, aren't they? And then here's the best part is because this was right before all the information came out that it was 2 black guys.
Yeah.
That
Has
had
that come
nothing
out
to do
yet?
with politics. Yep, it came out.
Oh, it did?
Yep.
Because the stories I have, they still hadn't identified him. Yeah. One thing we could know for sure is that it wasn't white guys. That's all I felt
assume.
comfortable
You know what's
saying.
funny? This guy who's getting mad at him for using the thug word.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I assumed. Then, they must have been black, and he was considered
Yeah.
racist.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And it's like, I
No,
think
he is the one who said it.
Yeah. Well, the white governor said thugs.
Yeah.
The black mayor
Said
is all bent out of shape
this is
about
racist
that.
or whatever.
Yeah. He says, I disagree strongly with how he would describe that situation. I certainly do think this was criminal activity. It was lawlessness. And I think that's troubling. But thugs?
They shot and killed people.
Yeah.
The sec.
Is a dog whistle in the most classic sense. This idea of these dog
What's
whistles.
semantics, dude? What's
Yeah.
semantics?
Yeah.
Like, he's...
Honestly, if you call them cocksuckers, like these, we can't have cocksuckers like this ruining what was a beautiful day in
Nothing
front
wrong
of
with
kids.
sucking cock, though, Mike.
No, I know. But if you said cocksuckers,
Yeah.
if you call them assholes,
Assholes would be, because it's like...
shitheads,
yeah,
whatever you want to
shitheads,
call
for
them.
sure.
You know,
That's all you're saying.
Cocksucker, the last thing I think of is a guy actually sucking a cock.
I know, but I'm
Honestly,
just saying, but that's
Usually
it
it's just
is.
an insult.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's
I
what
used to
people would
feel that
take
way
it.
with fag, too. Like,
Yeah.
faggot. It was just like, oh, shut up, fag.
Yep.
Yeah, which is, you know,
I
like
used to say
pussy.
it like that.
Pussy. Shut up, pussy.
Quit being a fag.
Yeah.
But see,
you
but I'm
still
just saying,
do.
I do.
I'm
Yeah.
saying, though, technically, you could... I'm
That's
saying
one of
that
the
you got to
shooters.
use asshole or shithead, because they can't technically then tell you, oh, what's
But he
wrong with that?
can't say that. You know, he's a politician. So he's got to sound tough, but he can't say strong words like cocksuckers or
Right.
assholes. Let's call him a thug. It's a dog whistle in the classic sense. Lucas, who is black, then slammed conservative theories on social media. This I found adorable. Alleging that authorities and the media are keeping the suspects' identities under wraps because they are black.
That is what's happening.
Yeah, that's 100% what's happening. Are you going to pretend that that's not what's happening? I mean, give me a break.
No.
That's 100% what's happening.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. I mean,
not even a
I'd,
question.
I'd have more respect for if you went, yeah, this is what we try to do. There's so many of these incidents that involve.
Yeah, like 2 black
black
guys shooting at each
perps.
other.
Yeah, that you know, anytime we can kind of tamp that down a little bit and shut that narrative up a little bit, we're going to try to do it. Maybe we got to change gears because you guys are seeing through it.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't get mad at us for noticing it.
No.
Like,
Well, it's classic, what do you call that? A deflection.
deflection.
Just
Yeah.
classic, just get mad yourself instead of addressing it
Yeah.
in a real way.
Yeah. I've seen this dog whistle time and again. There's this kind of giant conservative theory on social media now that the reason these mugshots haven't been shown is because the defendants are black. And if it were a white defendant, we would have just shown them.
True.
This is absolutely preposterous.
Oh, 100%. We know who the white shooters are every single time. Like,
Yeah.
Day of.
It could be a fucking 7-year-old. We'd know who they were.
Exactly. He says there are protections to juveniles. Yeah, but you've shown time and time again, people, that you are not afraid to break the rules and have a leak. We've seen leaks
How old was the, how old
all
was the
the
kid
time.
in,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's.
I was going to
doesn't
say,
look
is
like
that
much of
a juvenile? I'm trying to find his age, but I know that's one of the guys.
But they arrested 3 people and they released 1. But
Yeah.
I thought he was a juvenile too.
I think that's the one I can't find is the one juvenile.
Yeah, they're still trying to keep this all under wraps. Authorities announced Friday that the 2 minors, who police did not identify, were being held on gun-related resisting arrest charges at a juvie facility. Police Chief Stacy Graves said authorities' initial findings on the shooting have shown there was no nexus to terrorism or homegrown violent extremism.
Then what was it?
This appeared to be a dispute between several people that ended in gunfire. It's possible it was just a couple white guys in a dispute that pulled guns.
Maybe.
I mean, that wouldn't be something you see all the time,
But
but
usually when white people pull guns, they're going for numbers, not for the dispute.
yeah, very true. So this sounds like maybe you had a couple rival gang members in a certain
My
area.
God.
That guy was
mean-
wearing a lot of red, and they didn't see any Kansas City logos.
Okay, I was gonna say, they're the Chiefs rally, so
Yeah, so it's like maybe they're wearing red for the Chiefs rally. I get that, but he was red tracksuit, sweatshirt,
Yeah.
red pants, and then no logos on any of it.
yeah,
Just saying.
The only thing I'm taking from the story is you've made it a bigger deal. Like if that guy goes, this kind of thug behavior, and I don't know what else you'd call it. When you just open up gunfire into a crowd of people at a parade, that's absolutely thug behavior. That's what that is. So do you want us to come up with a different name? You love doing that. I'll make the same point I've always made. When people call someone N-words or shit like that, it's like, okay, change the word. Call them pillows. If you want to be like, oh, then pillows or bananas would be that would be the offensive word. Then.
Exactly.
We've seen this. Retard's a great example.
Yeah.
That's a
it used
great
to be
example.
the medical term.
Exactly. And I don't have it in front of me, but I've pulled up over the years like how it's changed. And it's like, look, anybody that's mentally deficient on some level, anytime your buddy does something stupid, they're going to refer to him as that.
Yeah.
And if you change it to some gobbledygook name now, like mentally handicapped, they started calling them.
Differently abled.
Differently abled. All that's going to do is make me go, God damn it, Eric. How differently abled are you?
Right.
That becomes the joke.
Yeah.
And it becomes funnier than saying, how retarded are you?
Yeah, because we're so jaded, the
'Cause you're
retarded. If
making
I hear it,
fun.
I'm like, whatever. But if somebody called me differently able, I'd be like, fuck you just say to me?
Yeah, that would be more
Hold on.
offensive. And hilarious, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
And most people are just going for the joke with their buddies.
Right.
I don't really think, well, Eric's a bad example. I don't really think Garrett's retarded,
yeah,
but it
maybe
doesn't mean on some level I wouldn't go, what's wrong with you? Are you differently abled? How did you miss that in that moment? Like, I could do that.
Yeah.
You guys could do it to me. It just doesn't make any sense. So go ahead and change the word then. If thugs is the real story here, if some asshole calling these thugs is the real problem with this story, meanwhile you've got 11 injured children, that won't be scarring for life. Not at all. That's not going to scar them forever. Or everybody that's in a crowded room. Remember the guy we interviewed, Isis, years ago? He never gave interviews, and he gave one to us.
Oh, was he in a fire?
Yeah,
in
he was in the Great White Fire.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
MTV tried to interview him, Rolling Stone, everything. He's a super good guy. I still occasionally see posts of his, and he'll see, like or comment on a post of mine. Is it Ari? Fuck. I feel like a dick if he's listening right now. But yeah, do you remember one of the things that stuck out in that interview with him? So if you don't remember, there was a club fire. And it was still going the next morning. So the club lets out at 2 a.m. in Boston, I believe, somewhere around there, Massachusetts, somewhere. Yeah. And we're on the morning show the next morning, and we're getting breaking news of this active fire at this bar, and there's people packed like sardines trying to get out of the club, and they're stuck. And those people all burned to death. He was the fucking drummer, the guy that we talked to, was the drummer in the opening band that night. And they had all kinds of pyro and shit at a club bar. But if you remember talking to him, he has a plan now. Everywhere he goes, he knows where the exits are. He's mapped out routes to get out of it. Like, that changed him completely.
Yeah.
For life. Imagine what these kids are going to be like.
Right.
When you get something like that. So calling the guys thugs seems like the smallest detail to worry about in this story.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, I don't know, maybe, but I firmly believe, and I do believe, you might not, but I firmly believe, like, that's a nice excuse. Like, there's protections for juveniles. Yeah, bullshit. Unless it's a big story like this and it involves a couple white juveniles.
Well, to me, if
they'd find a way to leak that. They would leak it.
Yeah. Flip Cook here actually just put Kyle Rittenhouse was 17, and we knew his name really quick.
Really quick. There's a great example. Great example. Yep, you're 100% right. 100%.
It does suck. Oh, nothing. I will say it does suck, though, man. It's definitely getting to a point where, like, if the Lions were to win, for example, I'd go to the Super Bowl party, like parade. I would go.
Yeah.
But I'd be thinking about it now at this point. Like,
I think
it'd be dumb to go to a main event, a big event anymore, and not at least kind of think about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and especially me. You were just talking about the Great White Fire. Ever since that day, I work in fire suppression, and I go to a lot of concerts, especially in small venues and stuff. I'm looking at the sprinkler lines. Oh, I get way into it. I'm looking at their extinguishers.
How can you not? If you're around it all day, you'll probably recognize.
Oh, I walk in, I can be
that's shoddy work.
There's that line. There's the line. Their extinguishers expired.
Yeah,
I need to call them about that one.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, you would totally notice it.
Yeah,
just like any job you take.
Yep.
But all of a sudden, you kind of know. the inner workings of and how it would work. Yeah, how could you not look?
So every concert venue, especially like I go to the Sanctuary a lot because I like my cheap little metal shows.
Yeah, they're great.
And it's like that room. I know if there's a fire, it's like I have to know exactly where every exit is.
Yeah,
and how
you're
I'm gonna
fucked
get there because you're fucked in that room.
Yeah. Wait, that's the one below.
No. Sanctuary is
Sanctuary. No, I'm thinking Shelter.
Yeah, Shelter's below St. Andrews.
Andrews.
Sanctuary is downtown Hamtramck. It's just like a little one-room bar.
I've been there many times. But yeah, you think of a lot of those bars, like in college towns and shit.
Oh my
it's
God.
like, dude,
Yeah.
you've got blacked out walls. You can't see shit. And the first thing that's going to happen is the electricity is going to go out.
You can't see shit.
You can't see
there.
shit.
Oh, I mean,
and it's packed with 150 people.
And it doesn't even, by the way, it doesn't even need to be those type of venues. Like, you know, you go to a big sporting event, like I haven't been to Lions game in a long time, but it was at that playoff game, you know, they announced like, just remember, you know, if an emergency happens, these are the places you go. It's like, fuck, you kidding me?
No one's paying
65,000 people all of a sudden fucking.
No, they're all going to panic and run at once and trample
push
each other.
everyone over, dude. Fuck.
Yeah,
They're not sitting there like in an orderly line.
No.
It's tough. It's a tough deal.
Boy, Donald Trump in the news quite a bit.
Is he?
Again?
Over the weekend. Yeah. Dude, I've ignored so many fucking Trump stories.
Yeah,
I understand how. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But this is.
He is the news.
Yeah, it's crazy. And the stuff I'm seeing, like, you know, on an all new edition of The News, you know, that sitcom we watch every day, The News, the shit that's coming out of these people's mouths, unbelievable.
Yeah.
These court cases that he's going through, whether in New York, the clown show going on in Fulton County in Atlanta, Georgia, the bullshit going on down in Florida. It's just crazy. So this judge, and of course, it's this uber liberal, creepy fucking judge.
Yeah.
He's the guy that if you saw him, Judge Arthur Engeron.
Arthur.
Oh, Arthur. And he's like 70.
Of course.
And he's skinny, and he's got kind of fucking hippie hairdo. And as soon as he noticed the cameras were on him, he's like, kicks back and starts big shit-eating grin, like he's here to do his duty.
Yeah.
Wouldn't let Trump have a jury. Wouldn't let Trump have client attorney privileges. He basically found him guilty before the trial started. We're just going to cut right to how much are you fined. But this dude, it comes out, this guy goes to the gym a lot and works out. And he's constantly taking like nude selfies, like shirtless selfies of a 70-year-old man who's kind of still got a six-pack going.
God.
Right.
It's just creepy shit. It's like
He's a creepy guy.
you got pictures of him there.
I'm
You're
looking
looking
for it
at
right now. I think I got the right guy, and if this is the right guy, I do not.
Oh,
want to see him shirtless.
I'll know immediately if you got the right guy.
Hold up.
Yeah,
I'm trying to pull it up in another window. There we go.
You can tell by that. Oh yeah, that's him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So imagine that guy taking himself some sweet shirtless photos, and it's like, dude, I understand. We're in this weird age right now where it's like, hey man, be you. Who cares what you want to do? There's certain professions where I just expect like above reproach, pillar of the community, right?
Yeah.
And not that there's anything wrong with taking shirtless photos of yourself, like it's douchey. But not from a fucking judge, man. I'm sorry.
And not a judge.
Maybe that makes me a nerd. Maybe that makes me an old man. But it's like, no, I don't want to find out my judge is taking nude selfies at the fucking gym. It's. Can you find the photos of him nude, shirtless?
Let me see what I can get.
Yeah. Just do Erdogan or whatever his name, Engeron, topless photos or nude photos at the gym. And it's like, okay, if you're 35, maybe. But dude, you got to be every bit of 70, right? In that picture you're looking at.
He's up there.
So he decided he ordered former President Trump and the Trump Organization to pay more than $350 million in damages. The judge banned Trump from serving in top roles at any company in the state for 3 years. Yeah, shit like that. And there's more.
Yeah.
Isn't that
that one, my lord, the one the bottom, the right.
Yeah.
That's naked. He is naked, I would assume.
Yeah, because he's holding the phone there. It looks like maybe it's his shorts.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing there. You can see skin going down. He's nude.
Yeah. His biggest promise is just his head.
His head is disgusting.
Like honestly, his body doesn't look disgusting for that age of a man without a shirt. Like it doesn't look. I've seen old people that are built, and sometimes it can be kind of disgusting.
Hilarious, dude. He's pulled up pictures of everybody in Biden's circle here with the fucking nude photos. Right. There's Hunter nude all the time. That's his brother, right? That's one of Joe's brothers.
I think so, yeah.
And he's constantly nude, too. Joe's constantly nude.
Yeah.
It's just fucking weird. It's weird. It's weird. I don't have any pictures of me or my friends like that. None.
No, you don't need them.
No, not at all.
Like, I'm gay and I don't have pictures of my male friends like that.
Yeah.
I don't need them.
No. Now, if it was chicks like that, maybe I wouldn't have a problem with it. Maybe that's the homophobe in me.
No, you could sell some stuff with chicks like that. You can sell things with old men.
No, old men's a tough sell.
Yep.
That's a tough sell. The judge banned Trump from serving any top roles at any company in the state for 3 years, extended the punishment for a 2-year period for both of his sons, and ordered them to pay $4 million each. Other top executives at the Trump organization also banned from serving as an officer or director in any New York corporation or other legal entity in New York for a period of 3 years. Trump will appeal, but and they're going to ask for them to put this shit on pause because it's going to play out in courts. Can we run our businesses while this plays out? And they should win that. New York Times noted, however, that one of the judge's rulings might be hard to get tossed, extending the court's independent monitor oversight at the company for 3 years to watch for suspicious activity. So the court has a woman that they've thrown into the Trump organization, and she just walks around taking notes. And they've already paid her millions of dollars to do this job because they're on the hook for that. So she's just a fucking, it's like Lindell. I don't even have an HR department. They're a bummer.
Yep.
Didn't he call him a bummer, a buzzkill?
So. Yeah, bummer.
Yeah. He told us they're a bummer and a buzzkill. I just got rid of the whole department. So you have a human buzzkill walking around looking for anything she can find.
Yeah. Very objective, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. Super objective. That's Barbara Jones is the woman there. She's already cost them millions. Attorney General Letitia.
Millions?
Yeah,
to do
I know.
What?
To walk around and just take notes.
You won't even call it a $50,000, $100,000 a year job, I suppose. Yeah. Millions?
No, she needs millions.
To do what?
Because Barb's got a fucking...
I mean, he's such a terrible person. It'd be pretty easy to find, I feel like. You shouldn't need to...
Why do we have to turn over every stone? I mean, he's so Satanist and Hitler-like that you're going to find shit everywhere.
Yeah,
right?
Obviously.
I mean...
I don't know why they're taking him to court. It should just be an open shut case.
Yeah, it basically was.
According from what they've been saying, it should just be open shut.
Open shut, yeah, absolutely. So Letitia James claimed that Trump victimized lenders, inflating his net worth to obtain more favorable terms from the lenders, and that they would have made more money had Trump not allegedly inflated his net worth. Oh, so basically what every realtor in the history of realty has tried to do, get as much as they can for their properties, get an appraisal as high as you can.
Oh, yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? This is what we're dragging a former president into court for?
Not just realtor, any job ever. Imagine trying to get the most money you can out of your job.
Yeah. He tried to subvert his taxes. I've been
trying to pay my taxes too.
Right.
Like, hey, asshole, how do we get this down? I don't want to pay them this.
No.
Like, how do we do this? Well, I could tweak here. I could do this.
I'm a libertarian, dude. Half my mentality is how do I evade taxes today?
Exactly. So the former president also faces 4 criminal cases, including a federal case over his handling of classified material, federal case over his alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election. You mean like every person running for office has done every fucking cycle for my lifetime.
Right.
For sure. So, yeah, that's cool. Case in Fulton County over his alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election. And a case from Manhattan District Attorney's Office over his alleged hush money payments to an adult film star. Oh, you can't bribe bitches and whores anymore? A lot of people are going to want to know this. If this is the new rule that you can't pay off bitches to shut up when you've cheated on them as a rich person, we need to know this. This is a very important
There's going to be a lot of bitches getting out right now.
Yeah. The whole idea of why do people sign non-disclosures? Why do people sign shut the fuck up contracts? And any position I've ever had in radio included shut the fuck up clauses in your contracts. Yeah. Because they don't want a disgruntled worker going out and blabbing about secrets and shit.
Yeah, I'm even and small scale. Like I was going to say, even my company has do not disparage the company after you leave contract.
And believe me, if you started fucking some dude and things got ugly and then you ended up suing because they fired you and then they go, okay, we'll take a payoff. We'll give you $2 million, but you can't speak a word of this to anybody. I don't know how that's any different. Rich guys have been paying off bitches and whores. That's half the playbook.
Yeah.
For bitches and whores. How do I fucking get money from a rich guy so I don't have to do shit? That's the gold digger standard. That's the whore mentality. This idea that he's like, this bitch won't shut up. I banged her once. I showed her my shitty cock. I'd rather, Melania, you don't find out. So how about you sign this and we'll give you, 50 grand, whatever the hell stupid thing it was. That's gone on forever. So now all of a sudden this is a problem. This is a problem now. I mean, okay. We're just inventing rules.
And that's the thing too, is when these rich people keep putting out these NDAs, depending on their political leaning, another person will just pay off the NDA and say, all right, now talk.
Yeah. Which is, I hate.
Just what it's become these days.
No, Hooker's main job, besides putting out, is shutting the fuck up. Yeah. That's your job, is being able to be professional. You want to be a professional whore? Great. Besides being great at what you do, you need to be able to shut the fuck up. You can't get attached to someone and then show up at their house, knocking on the door, and rat out to their wife, girlfriend, whatever. Like, that's the business. It's been the business forever. I don't get it. I don't get it. So, yeah, here's the thing, though. None of these cases are going to stick. None of them. The shit in Atlanta is hilarious. This $350 million fine, and you can't do business in New York for 3 years, that will be tossed on appeal. These are absolute jokes of prosecutions going on. Like, we're making up weird, like, statutes and shit that we're looking at going, we could twist it into this. It would sort of apply.
And isn't there the one lady who said she raped her in a...
E. Jean Carroll?
Yeah, E. Jean Carroll. It's the one who said he raped her in a dressing room of a department store?
Something like that, yeah. And she got $83 million.
Yeah, just to say, you know what? Fuck off with this story. We don't care anymore.
Go away. That's shady as hell, too, but whatever. What's his policies? I don't give a shit what creepy stuff. I'm assuming Trump's done creepy shit his whole life.
Yeah.
Most billionaires. Yeah, exactly. I just don't care that much. It's like, oh, he paid off a whore? God, I wish I could pay off a whore. God, I'd give anything to be in his shoes and be able to pay off whores.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be great?
It would be.
To be able to get, like, higher-end whores and then pay them off to shut up about it for life. Dude, that's the dream.
Yeah. That's how you know you made it.
Yeah. So the point isn't to stick Trump with $350 million in fines, and they don't care about that. And that will get thrown out on its face in appeal for the joke that it is. Trust me. Mark this tape. You can go back and, when this all comes through. The point is to tie him up into courtrooms instead of being on the campaign trail. And you might be all in favor of that. You might go, I hate Trump so bad, I'm willing to, but be careful. Careful, because once you start setting this kind of precedent, it doesn't stop there. That's what I would warn you about, because this shit's going nowhere. It'll die in courts. The Atlanta one's already dead on its face. New York one will die on appeal. When you're having to twist laws to make it fit in some weird way, it's just not going to work. So, but the point is to tie him up so he can't be on the campaign trail and rack up legal fees on him. So that's what they're doing. So they've already won. That's already a winning case.
The funny thing is, I don't really, if they were smart, I don't think that even matters. Like for example, me, I didn't vote for him the last time, but having said that, whether I would vote for him this time or not would have nothing to do with any of this because I don't believe any of it.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So like, it's not going to stop me from voting. It wouldn't stop me. It's not going to, I don't think it would stop anybody. Anybody's going to vote for Trump. Yeah. But I don't believe any of this shit. So the thought of like that you're sending, he's not on the campaign trail.
I have read some stuff where they've said, there's a good size of the population that would view voting for him differently if he's convicted of one or these.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe it either.
I think they're just making that up.
I don't believe it.
I was gonna say all these trials and everything like that. Trump is the #1 like poster boy for no press is bad press. Mm-hmm. Like once his mugshot dropped, it was almost like his presidential run was guaranteed.
I don't know what they're gonna do. Like the Democrats have always had one game plan.
Yeah.
And that's stupid white liberal women.
It's quite literally
and it's
the president of the United States is racist.
Well, that's true. But then they need the black vote and they need the Mexican vote. And they need those in huge numbers. And they ain't getting them in huge numbers. The black community and the Hispanic community are like, fuck that dude. Fuck that dude. And when you start signing bills to give $53 million in handouts to illegals in your city. The residents of Chicago are not happy about that. They're just not. They're
especially the immigrants.
Fucking kidding me? Yeah, or people that don't make shit, that can't fucking pay for their groceries, that struggle to make rent every month. And it's like, wait a minute, you had the ability to just take tens of thousands of people and lift them up, and they're not even citizens. I was born here. I've been here my whole life. You had this ability to help us, and you haven't. It's disgraceful. Right. Disgraceful. So
like I said, that's a funny thing of it all. It's not when you say like keep them off the trail or whatever. Like I don't think why would it even matter.
Well, there is something to it. I don't know why. I sort of agree with you, but I know it's important to be out on that trail.
I think about it when I'm at the. I only say the gym because that's the only time I see the news. That's the only reason I mention it. But when I'm walking around, on the one side of the place they have
CNN and MSNBC.
And the other side is the other side.
Really?
Yes, that's kind of how it goes.
Funny.
Kind of how it goes. But whatever. But I always see it and I just think like I don't even fucking pay it. Why would I care?
Yeah.
Because you don't. If you like Trump and you believe what he stands for, you know he's being fucked.
Well, they're praying to God that you are.
Random people don't.
They're hoping that you're simple enough, that you're simple-minded enough to just be like, because I know people that are like, Jerry's one of them, MSNBC, Rachel Maddow's my girl, and it's like, dude, if you haven't woken up to the fraud that Rachel Maddow is, like for years and years and years, like that bitch has lied more than anybody on TV. I don't care if she's lesbian. I don't know that that's why why Jerry likes her, but maybe he's like, hey, one of my team.
Well, that's all right.
And that is all right, Jerry. You can dock wherever you want with your eyeballs. You know what I mean?
Docking is the insertion of one man's glands.
You wanted this, Mike.
You said docking.
Well, I said dock. It's different, Jerry. I wasn't talking about docking. We all know what docking is.
Sure.
Oh, I love those.
He's got the best responses in here.
Sure. But he's blinded by that. I love him to death. He'll be a friend till the day he dies or I die. And Eric would say the same thing. He's a sweetheart of a creepy dude. Yeah. And I fucking love him. But he's one they're counting on because Rachel Maddow's going to tell you every day, like, Trump's going to jail all gay people.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
He's going to subvert democracy. He's going to end democracy. He's never going to leave the White House. But if that's all you're watching every night, you start to believe that shit. Like, why would Rachel Maddow lie to me?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know, Jerry. It's a great question, but you might want to round out. And Jerry's not the only one. I know some other people that do that.
But they're already on that side, though. That's my thinking.
What's that?
They're already on that side.
But if they knew, like, they don't know that Russia collusion was nonsense bullshit.
Right.
Complete and utter bullshit. I still argue with friends. I'm like, you're still playing that card?
Yeah.
You still think Russia collusion was a real thing? Holy fuck, dude.
Well, it might have been for the others.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was going on. Yeah.
The opposite way.
And we don't need to relitigate.
I know.
But it's just like, I don't know what to tell you, man. But some people, they're banking on people just being like, this is what I watch. This is where I get my news. And I never hear an opposing opinion.
Yeah.
I have told this example more than a few times, but I still think it's always worth it because I was on the boat with some friends one time and I was like trying to be like, dude, you guys know it's all garbage, right? Or whatever but I wasn't giving either side. I just kind of like, whatever. And the person goes like, well, I hear that. I'm like, they're all just lying. All the news articles they're all one side. If you listen to CNN, you get this. If you listen to Fox News, you get this. They're like, I get that. But when I watch 3-1, CNN, MSNBC, ABC or whatever, that's 3-1 for 3-1 News.
So Fox News loses.
And I'm like, okay.
Which is hilarious.
I'm like, dude,
but that shows the level that people don't understand. Like,
I was
just how captured those giant conglomerates are, and why. And it goes back to follow the money. This isn't a big conspiracy. It's if you follow the money and you know who the advertisers are and what their goal is to get who elected and why, you see why that's a problem.
Because he claimed to be saying, look, no, I understand they're not, but if,
he's just playing it down the middle. He's neutral.
But if 4 stations are saying it versus 1, well, it just must be right. Like,
it shows you the fucking idiocracy we're living in. That, like, that's how you came to that decision?
Right.
Really? So you're not even surface deep yet.
Yeah.
In the shit. Like, you're I don't know where you are. You're floating in the air, bro, because that's just insane.
Those are just numbers, Mike. 4-1.
I get it.
So it's better.
Obviously, the numbers don't lie.
By the way, Kevin O'Leary, you know him from
Shark Tank.
Shark Tank, yeah, and big entrepreneur. You know, these guys are all kind of douchey. But I mentioned about Trump paying $350 million, and these guys know more about it than I do. But he slammed the ruling. In an interview he did with the New York Post, saying it threatens the entire real estate agency. The fact he was found guilty, you might as well find guilty every real estate developer on earth. I don't understand where someone got hurt. What developer doesn't ask for the highest price valued for any building they built?
Yeah.
O'Leary said the ruling was not healthy for the country. He wants it to be appealed and overturned because it's wrong for everybody that participates. If this judgment sticks, every developer must be jailed. They must be found guilty. They must be put out of business. You can't do this to one another. It's not about Trump. It's appalling. It's unjust. I would go as far as to say it's un-American. Yeah. And he says New York's the big loser here as a result of this ruling. Yeah. We're just stunned. You have no idea the shockwave this sent through the real estate industry. Insane.
And that's a good case of somebody thinking, another step ahead. I feel like a lot of the news stories are just thinking in the moment.
Yeah, Trump.
Especially
get Trump,
when they make
get
these,
Trump.
Like, let's get Trump. He can't be president. Get Trump.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you guys aren't thinking about the long-term effects of what you're about to do.
Yeah, we've seen this time and time again. These people do not think further down the road. Thank God our forefathers did.
Yeah.
Like having stopgaps along the way so that you can't just
checks and balances.
Become a dictator. Yeah, it's important. So, yeah, but this is how I felt about it too. And it's like, but they just feel like, and it sent shockwaves throughout, but it's like, yeah, but they're not coming after you. There is a very specific mission here to get Trump no matter what.
Yeah.
And, don't have to be a fan of him. You don't have to love him, but you should at least understand the danger in going down this road with political, attacks, partisan attacks, using these big, Justice Department, all these groups to do your bidding for you. And it's ugly. We've never seen anything like it. It's confusing to a lot of us.
Yeah.
But the fear is once you open that can, you're not putting toothpaste back in the tube. It's as simple as that. So we've gotten New York Police Department. They got a new dance team.
Oh boy.
Yeah. How's the New York PD doing these days? Any opinions? On that?
Last I heard, they were getting jumped by migrants.
Yeah, that's true. I remember that. I'm trying to think, who was that group when we were kids? Was it the Blue Pigs that would go to schools? I think they were New York, or maybe they were Detroit. PD. And they called themselves the Blue Pigs. See if you can Google the Blue Pigs.
Remember that.
But I never saw them. But I think they would go to inner city schools in their cop uniforms, and they would play music or something.
Doesn't ring a bell to me.
Get in the community.
Yeah.
It might have been 70s and 80s.
Yeah, Detroit Police.
It was Detroit Police. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
The last original Blue Pigs member retires from Detroit Police Department.
God,
that's the most recent story.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think they were all black guys too.
I don't think so. I'm looking at
or not all of them.
Not all of them, but there were a lot of them.
Yeah.
I see 2 white guys.
2 white guys?
Yep.
Okay. Did you have a picture of them?
I'm trying to get it up right now.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass on this.
Pulling up Detroit News or anything like that, you get 8,000 ads.
Oh my God, it's the worst, isn't it?
Oh, it's all advertisement.
Yeah. We've got to, at some point, buy subscriptions to a lot of these so we don't have to deal with it, I've got one for YouTube, but anyways, it doesn't really matter. I'm sure a lot of people listening, though, would remember the Blue Pigs and what they did.
I can't zoom anymore, but there you go.
Yeah, there you go. And I think that dude down, the black guy in the middle kind of there with the big mustache, I feel like I'd seen him a lot. Like he was always doing interviews and shit.
Gotcha.
He's the front-facing man.
Yeah, he's the front man. So I think that's different than having a dance troupe. Do you have video of the New York?
Yep.
So they're facing opposition over their extracurricular dance crew, with critics demanding officers focus more on combating crime and less on their dance moves. So this team was founded in 22, intended to serve as a place for officers to unwind after their shifts. The dancers practice 2 to 3 times a week, performing at city schools, galas, and other events. President Autumn Rain Martinez described the dance rehearsal as a place to release mental stress. We have to have a space to decompress. Back in the good old days, when it was just the boys,
they
just called that the bar.
Yeah.
Like they had a bar down the street that was like the cop bar.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't get together and fucking dance together. You know what I mean? Do you have the video there?
Yeah, we got it right here.
All right, let's check.
So when they are not serving and protecting the community, these members of the NYPD like to bust a move.
Oh, yes, okay. They are the NYPD dance team, and they are looking for a few good people who share their passion.
These shit-ass anchors.
This guy's bringing back the slick back hair.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
trying to get excited about this.
How we do? Now, anybody can join? Or do you have to be a member of the NYPD?
Well, apparently you got to be fat.
NYPD uniform member of the service or any civilian member of the service can join the NYPD.
Because we have a dancer here.
Oh.
But, you know,
I mean, we could
don't
make
count me out
exception.
just yet. Hey, listen, okay, before we start, I want you to all, we'll have you pass the mic so you can introduce.
So what do we have? 2 fat white girls, 3 fat black girls, and a fat Mexican girl?
I see a Lizzo, a Jabba, 1 Melissa McCarthy, and... Sorry.
Yeah, you're running out of fat chicks?
I'm running out of fat chicks.
Yeah. So That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I got 3.
My name is Cadet Betancourt. I'm part of the NYPD Cadet Corps, and as she mentioned, it's open to all MOS, so I'm able to...
You get her out on
participate.
a fucking open street, she's tracking you down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I joined when the dance team first established because the previous president, she was in my command at the 70th.
Fast forward a little bit. So let's see if we can see them dancing.
Yeah.
Let's see what they're doing.
I was going to say, so far, I feel like I could take all these chicks in a fight.
Yeah. Oh, you could.
I'm not threatened by them.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big guy.
No. But you're a guy, so you have that. All right. Is this them?
We'll see.
I don't think I could, by the way, for the record.
Take all those girls?
No.
Probably not.
Not all at once. I mean, one-on-one, I could probably hit them.
Yeah.
At least outrun half of them.
I'm trying to understand what you have the problem with so far. To be honest with you.
Because crime is running rampant in New York, and this is what you're doing with your day. Like that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Imagine turning on the news to see
and the
this on your
dancing is
TV,
horrible.
and then you look out the window and see somebody getting mugged. I'd just give up.
Yeah.
I'd be done.
Or, or getting jumped by a few migrants.
just getting
They're
jumped.
getting their ass kicked by, 5 migrants.
Yep. I'm also trying to pause it a little bit because that is some copyrighted music.
Oh, okay.
So pause every once in a while. We're good.
Yeah. But, I mean, this is some horrible dancing, by the way. If they've been at this since 22.
I like the 2 on the ends that can't actually get on their knees. Like
They
the rest
can't,
of them.
yeah. Did you notice that?
Yep, I saw that right away.
So they got 2 end caps, and they're too fat to get on their knees when the rest of the crew gets on their knees and does a twirly thing. So they just do the twirly thing on the ends like it was planned that way. So, so this will scare the bejesus out of any criminal in New York City, said one local. Instead of stopping crime, watch us do the Macarena. Can't wait for them to arrive on the scene and lighten the mood during a brutal homicide case. Well, we know why all the criminals are able to evade arrest in New York City. One Daniel Perry is worth more than 500 of these cop dancers when it comes to keeping New York residents safe.
That guy wasn't even a cop.
I'm not exaggerating. That's a very true statement, though.
Yeah.
That's a great tweet, by the way. One Daniel Perry is the guy that ended up killing the guy, so he's on trial for murder.
Yep.
Or manslaughter.
Yeah.
The mentally fucking whacked out dude that was the Michael Jackson impersonator in the subway that was harassing all the families.
Oh, yeah.
And he choked him out.
Yep.
And killed him. He was a Marine. And so they're trying to bring him up on charges. One Daniel Perry is worth more than 500 of these cop dancers. In the meantime, crime is at an all-time high. The officers themselves are actually aware of the disapproval. One said, I'm just answering 911 jobs all day out of roll call until it's time to go home. She just sits there.
So you had to do your job today?
Yeah, she just sits there and mans the 911 line. Music is amazing, and when I get to sit here and just listen, even if it's the same song over and over, it's a nice place to be. Everybody here loves to dance. They love being here. Great. Then join a dance team on your spare time.
There's a billion of them.
Yeah. Do this at home.
But that's kind of what they're doing, right?
No, they're representing the NYPD.
They're going out as like a
news.
force of like, hey, we're the NYPD.
Gotcha.
We're going to represent the cops. And it's like, you cops are not in great standing. This probably isn't a good time.
Exactly. But to me, it's like, okay, lots of people have hobbies. Some hobbies you'd agree with, some you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Some you'd be like, oh my. Usually these guys would join a softball team. And I don't give a shit if all the girls want to do a dance team. That's fine.
Yeah.
But why are we making this like you're almost making a mockery of what this department is historically. The baddest ass police force in America.
But don't you think that there could be a possibility of turning this like into trying to have the community get more behind the cops? Like, you know what I mean?
I don't know.
I don't think that's
helps.
the way to do it.
Here's the problem, because I know where you're going with this, and I sort of understand. Like, that's why I brought up the Blue Pigs.
Yeah.
Like, the Blue Pigs were cops, but they were out, in schools teaching kids about, whatever, crime and avoiding drugs. Like, whatever their message was, it just seems like police have been under attack nationwide for years. And, like, it's all hands on deck. When you've got migrants getting walked right out of the arrested, walked right out of the jail, no bail, after jumping two of your cops and beating the shit out of them on the streets, like, this is a problem. Not a lot of people are in a real jokey mood. Now, if you did this when Mayor Giuliani was running it and Times Square looked like it did in the 90s, you could probably get away with this.
You probably get a lot more people
normal.
Like, it's like Broadway. They're representing Broadway or something with the cops. That's cool.
Yeah, hey, we're a culturist society here, especially in New York. But no, when you have Mayor de Blasio giving a speech and the entire department turns their back on him, back when he was there, that's a problem. That shows you that these guys aren't happy and the public's not happy. And they've got more than 160,000 migrants have landed in the city since the spring of 22. Oof. That number is only rising as Texas Governor Greg Abbott continues to bust people up north in retaliation of the federal government's border policy. I can't possibly love that.
Well, New York is a sanctuary city.
They sure are. Anthony Cumia texted about this too. He was playing a little clip of the girls dancing. He was like, "Oh, I thought this was the new Ozempic ad." I'm like, it sure
looked like it.
It sure looks like one of those.
I don't know. I feel like if the cops want to show some face, like, hey, we're cops, we're cool, we're doing some great community outreach, just show me like a video of like, these are the best videos I always see. It's like when you get like that cop talking to a couple kids skateboarding or something, he grabs a skateboard, does a kickflip. I'm like, hell yeah, dude, I like that cop. He's just hanging out with some, like he's showing that we're cops, we're here for the community.
Guy pulls up at the courts and
throws a fucking free throw with the kids or whatever. That's how you show good face with the community. You don't go on the news and do a really fucking gay dance routine. What it is.
And when you've got crime at an all-time high, when you've got these smash and grabs that are going all over and businesses are closing and you have the crime is through the roof. And it's really sad when you see in some of these cities. When I was in California over the holidays, I was in North Beach, which is a nice area of downtown San Francisco. There's plenty of places, like Ray and Pete would say, South of Market, where you're like, best not go over there.
Yeah.
But North Beach is a nice area. Lots of people around. The cars there, and they've got like their venues for shows and whatnot. The cars there, I think I mentioned on the show.
I think you did talk about
and it's like
this,
a smiley face in the pasted in the window, and it just says like, please don't break my windows. There's nothing in here to steal. I swear to you, there's nothing in here to steal.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how they're living. They're not even going to the nice parts of the city and putting anything that's visible in their car.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I mean, that should tell you everything. Right there. Like that's a major one of the country's jewels. Is San Francisco. Is New York City.
Yeah.
Like they just are. And to have this kind of behavior going on, it seems like you're not reading the room right when you have a fucking out of shape, all women New York PD dance troupe
that looks like could be
and doing horrible dancing,
easily beaten in a fight too. Like I don't feel threatened by the NYPD now. I don't feel like they're a real police force at this point.
No, and there's so many of them. They are. We don't want to disparage all of them.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like
these are the examples you'd be putting out.
Yeah.
It's time for a brute video where it's like you even think about fucking around in New York City.
There you go.
This is what you're dealing with, not this shit.
Show me some fucking door kickers.
Yeah,
like I want to see some ass kicking motherfuckers breaking down a door and doing a drug raid.
Don't show you guys doing really elementary dance fucking routines to Ricky Martin songs.
Yep.
That's not going to win. That's not. And I think you have a different take.
No,
Go ahead.
I don't really know what to say, to be honest. No, I think I disagree with you, but I really don't know why. It just doesn't. I think it just comes down to it doesn't bother me as much.
Yeah, probably is.
No, but I'm trying to decide. Like, honestly, I think I do disagree, but I can't really. And I don't even totally disagree with you. I don't.
I think it's just the time we're in right now.
But like,
it seems inappropriate for right now when you see these nationwide crime numbers and you see the behavior that's going on that's being excused by government officials.
I get that. Look, like I said, I don't even almost want to say anything because I don't have an actual like think that I'm like I don't have a contradictory point to you.
A what?
A
You got
contradictory.
Yeah.
Whatever, doesn't matter.
Too much time in the math room and not enough time learning the English language.
I don't
that
have.
was beautiful.
I don't have a fucking a comeback. But it just doesn't bother me as much.
Yeah.
I guess. I do wonder how it's going on.
You know, I like to try to put things in the context of bigger picture.
I get
message.
that.
Yeah. I think that's where, like, as an isolated incident, when you look at it on its face, you go, "What's the big deal?" So there's 8 broads.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so
I mean, it's a
dancing.
massive
No
police
big deal.
department, I would say. Like,
Yeah.
these are 8 people,
Yeah.
like you said.
To me, it's like,
I assume they're probably just answering questions, honestly. I assume most of these are just desk jockeys.
Maybe.
But that's what they're putting out. It's like, hey, this is our force. This is our department. This is what they put on the news as a representative of the NYPD.
I don't see it like that. I don't see it like that. I see it as just a fun, dumb news story. I don't feel like they're sitting here going like, this is us. This is the
It's the water seeing squirrel.
I'm going to go pee.
You're going to make one of us read?
I'm going to make each of you read.
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm in.
He'll
Take your
me.
time. Well, yeah, he'll beat you. He's way better than you.
Talk about, I can't read.
I can't read out loud. That's
Jesus, you go first.
All
okay,
right.
fine. Okay. This part of the show is brought to you by your insurance expert. Are you paying too much for health insurance? Are you uninsured? Health insurance can be confusing. Nick Matthews from Your Insurance Expert is an expert. Expert is an expert. That just seems 2 experts closely there. In health insurance, life insurance, and Medicare supplies or supplements. So you don't have to be. Call Nick Matthews at 248-914-1173. That's 248-914-1173. That was actually pretty good for me, for the most part.
Eric, I think it's time for a new career choice.
That was pretty good out loud reading for me. And even when I missed the inflection here, when it comes to like, so you don't have to be like.
Yeah.
I didn't pre-read it, so I didn't really know where I was supposed to emphasize. Anyway, there you go, Nick Matthews.
All right, adding on to that, this part of the show is brought to you by the Backcourt Restaurant in Clarkston, located in the Deer Lake Athletic Club. The Backcourt combines first-class service with a relaxed, friendly atmosphere that is and a chef-inspired menu. They have daily dinner specials throughout the week, live music on Friday nights, and on Friday and Saturdays, the best damn prime rib in town. So next time you're heading out for dinner or drinks, stop by the Backcourt Restaurant in Clarkston, or give them a call at 248-625-8686. I'll read that again, 248-625-8686, or visit DeerLakeAthleticClub.com.
Nice job. I didn't hear Isis's. Who did better?
I would say he did a little better, but I did better than I.
He did all right.
I'm bad reading out loud, so
we got through it. You guys did great.
Yes, I would say that.
Great.
Better than I used to do.
Oh yeah. It used to be a nightmare. This pissing thing with me is really bad.
That must suck.
You know what I did? I started taking a fucking 1-gallon empty water jug up to my bedroom.
Really?
And I'm pissing it. Dude, I'm getting up 3 times in the middle of the night.
Dang.
Yeah. So when Henson was talking about, you've got to get on Monjaro, and that just like levels your blood sugars because that's what's going on. My blood sugars are out of whack, and so it's making me piss every 5 minutes, which just sucks. That's why I was asking you, like, how long is Drew's show nowadays?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Because I'm like, I can't sit there
that,
for 3.5 hours without having to piss. So.
Yeah. I don't know if he does. Does he take breaks anymore? He used to take breaks.
He does. Drew takes breaks himself, but he usually has the other people going about it. So I think maybe you can have him go at it. For
I can just sneak off. Yeah.
Because he sneaks off all the time on his own show.
Okay.
Tag team the mic.
There you go.
Well, I mean, he can get on a rant too.
Yeah.
So you can find your spot.
I'll find.
Just have to have a pregame conversation.
Oh yeah.
Get yourself a stadium, buddy.
Hey, dude, I'm gonna have to piss, and he'll be like, the bathroom's right there.
I was gonna say, get yourself a stadium, buddy. Just run it down your leg.
He's so used to us fucking around during mid-show and like leaving him there by himself. He'll be
all right.
So we've got Minneapolis. I don't know what's going on in Minneapolis. Maybe they're broken because they got Mike Lindell there.
Maybe.
But he, like you would think that guy represents, like he's full on Minnesota.
Yeah.
Hibbing, Minnesota. Or where was he from? Not Hibbing. He was.
I don't remember, a little north, obviously. But I don't remember exactly. But
and he's great, but it seems like their local politicians are just batshit crazy, and some of the school boards are crazy in Minneapolis. But he's raised what?
He was born in Mankato and he was raised in Chaska.
Chaska, Minnesota. That's where the headquarters are.
Right.
For My Pillow, it's Chaska, Minnesota. So, go ahead. I'll wait.
God's got his hand in this, and I truly
I was just
believe
queuing
that.
him up.
Oh, yeah. You can play a couple. They're
right.
always great to hear. Which one's your
This is
favorite?
Mike Lindell. Can you hear me?
Oh, my favorite?
I'm looking for some drugs here. Not, I could care less what you guys have going on between you two.
I just said
the
that
best.
one whenever.
My wife's really going to be upset about this.
Yeah, that was good, too.
I love that one.
My wife's really going to be upset about this.
And why was that, E?
That was because he was. They were going to chop his head off.
Yeah.
That's why she was going to be mad, because his head was going to get chopped off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a gruesome
I would say
way to
really
go.
upset would be
Like,
an
your
understatement.
idiot husband was trying to buy coke from us. We got confused and chopped his head off.
Right.
That would be worse than we shot
Don't you
him.
think it should be a little more than just a little upset about this?
My wife's really going to be upset
Or
about
really
this.
upset.
Yeah.
I guess really upset would be okay.
Yeah, and she would. So Minneapolis, this has nothing to do with Mike Lindell, by the way, but
Still,
a Minneapolis
any
school
excuse.
district says it will let families opt out of LGBT curriculum materials after several Muslim families threaten to sue.
Ooh.
Can you imagine if they were
I was
Christian
about to
families?
say, with all these new trans stories coming up, I wonder how Dearborn's faring right now.
Yeah, well, they don't like Biden.
I wish they would have let that go through.
They're what?
I would, because if the Muslim families sued the school, how would the news cover that?
Yeah, it's a good question. We'd know a lot about it around here.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just I immediately
Like how would
see
CNN
that and I
handle
go,
that if it made it? You know what I mean?
Well, if you're standing on your religious beliefs, your what do they always call them? Your true and honestly held beliefs. That's fine, but you need to apply that across the board, which is why people get fucking shitty with it. And you got Scientology, and then you throw in the spaghetti god or whatever the hell that is, and like people try to
Pastafarians.
Yeah, the Pastafarians. Like they try to get in there with religious exemptions and all that, and historically, you've had to take them seriously. You know, no matter how absurd it is, it's like, well, it's their truly held beliefs. You know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I don't know what these people. I don't think these people would back down if it was like, oh yeah, a group of conservative Christians are thinking about suing because they don't believe in this.
No, they wouldn't have.
Yeah, I don't. So here at St. Louis Park Public School District, which is just west of Minneapolis, said it will allow families to opt their kids out of reading books with LGBT themes. Somali Muslim families had threatened to sue the district, alleging that it potentially violates the Constitution and state laws. The family's attorney sent the district a letter explaining Islamic teachings around gender and sexuality and outlining the timeline of parents' complaints about the LGBT books. So does that mean they started bringing these books, incorporating them into the school?
Probably.
And that's when the letters from parents?
Yeah,
Is he trying to say there was
piling
like a coordination? Like,
Yeah.
I think that's what he was saying.
I thought my kid was gay. I almost threw him off a building. Why you send him with this stuff?
Right. Some of the family's elementary school children had been exposed to LGBT characters in picture books, which caused significant confusion and distress. Yeah, I bet the Muslim parents were like, the
Not halal.
fuck? No.
Women are supposed to be covered up and not. I mean, no offense, but coming from them,
I saw a girl.
It is a weird.
Dude, I was walking down the street the other day, and some guy was with this girl, and she was wearing the full fucking burqa with just like a hockey puck slit in the eyes. Just that. Like mouth, nose, everything. I was like, where the fuck are we, man? Holy shit. I didn't realize it was like she looked happy as shit.
Yeah.
He's walking around holding her hand like they're just a normal couple. And I'm like, okay.
I was gonna say,
but I know those parents are not going to want their kids learning about
not at all.
Andrew blowing Scott at recess. They're not going to be all for that. Some of the family's elementary school children had been exposed to LGBT. I noticed they're not saying QIA or
there's
LGBT.
a lot of extra letters they don't want to throw in there right now.
Yeah, they're not. They've been exposed to these characters in picture books. I just hear Jerry going, well, that's all right.
See, that's why
he'd be all for it.
So that's why it would have been so interesting if they could have taken it too. Because one, I don't know how like left people would cover it because they'd have to try to not slam Muslim people.
Yeah,
but
they're having a hard time.
But on the same hand, they could because they could be like, well, look at your society.
Yeah,
you guys. So it's like it would have been so interesting. To see. I wish it would have made.
There's going to be more and more of this in the future that we'll see. So back in October, schools reportedly introduced a number of these LGBT books. Our Subway Baby, which is about two dudes who adopt a baby
on the subway.
I guess.
Our
Our
Subway
Subway
that's
Baby.
an interesting. title.
Yeah, I almost want to read that book. I'm intrigued by the title, Our Subway Baby. Did they just find a baby on the subway and adopt it?
Maybe.
Steal one? I don't know. My Shadow is Pink.
Yep, we heard that one.
Which is, do you know what that one's about?
That's about the non-binary whatever guy who thinks he's a girl and transitions. I don't know. They're all some trans stuff.
Okay, My Shadow is Pink is about a boy who wears dresses.
Okay.
So that would make sense, kind of. My Shadow is Pink.
Why pink? Is that to say
It's
girls
true.
only like pink?
Yeah, sort of is.
I like pink.
Yeah, I know you do. Huge fan of pink.
Right.
He's trans.
I must be. I must be.
Ho-O-Nani Hula Warrior, which is about a young Hawaiian girl who wants to lead a boys' hula team.
By the way, just not to be real about it, but real quick, when I went back to that color thing, like that, I'm kind of being joking about that, but I'm not. Because when you think about
the hypocrisy is dawning on you?
No, well, it's not just dawning on me, but I'm saying that's where things like, to me, that's where they really, why is that?
Yeah.
Why would pink, why couldn't it be blue? Why couldn't it be any color? Why would a boy who's dressing in wool and dresses, why would a shadow be pink? Oh, because we tend to think that girls like pink.
Exactly.
I was about to say, nobody can destroy a woke argument more than another woke person. Like, they're the ones who, like, if you find an even more woke person, they'll tear down that first argument. Then they'll find another woke person that will tear that argument apart.
Yeah, because they're very easy to tear apart.
Yeah.
They don't make any sense, and they're hypocritical as shit.
Everyone wants to do
and
one
the
of them
reason
better.
is, it's the same argument we've had for years about, My Shadow is Pink, which is about a boy who wears dresses. But if My Shadow was blue, you wouldn't automatically assume, oh, that could be a trans person.
Right.
You would assume that if you see the pink shadow,
right,
which destroys their argument to begin with, that we're all the same and it doesn't matter.
My shadow's gray. It could be anything.
It could be,
That's everyone's shadow.
That doesn't have the sting.
Exactly.
That doesn't grab you. Like, oh, a boy with a pink shadow. Oh, I get it. I see what that means. I see what you're
creative.
It is pretty creative.
A little bit.
Parents had requested their children be opted out of reading these books. Two of the principals were like, no. You must read these books. Nice job. You're telling a hijab with two fucking eye slits? No, you're going to read about this dude, Peter, who he has a pink shadow.
Yep.
Playing it light and loose with your bomb situation.
Yeah. In a statement, the St. Louis Park District said that it's always complied with state law regarding parents' statutory right to opt out of instructional materials, and we will continue to do so. By the way, that's key. Hold on.
Okay.
When they say something like that, instructional materials, they didn't say that accidentally. So they can go, oh, no, this was just part of the discussion that broke out in the class. It just happened. It wasn't in the instructional materials.
A kid asked a question and it came up organically or whatever.
Or the teacher just brought it up.
It doesn't technically constitute,
the lesson plan.
Right. And so that's their way. That's why they throw that in there. And there's, we go by the letter of the law, and anyone can opt out of instructional materials. Like if you don't want your kid, But that's how they get around that. It's a cute little workaround, is what we call it.
Oh, yeah.
What were you going to say, Garrett?
I was going to say it's so easy to get a teacher off the instructional material, too. We used to do it for fun. Every time we had one teacher, she'd talk. You just bring up like, hey, what was your weekend like? And she just gone. Yeah. That's the rest of the class.
Yep.
So it's very easy to go down those holes.
It's manipulative, but we've all done it.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like I've had multiple counselors, mental health counselors over the years, and I knew which ones I could be like, wait, are you wearing a Boston Red Sox t-shirt today? What the? And it's like, oh, yeah, big fan, lifelong. No way. Wow, how did that start? Well, my granddad had season tickets. Right. And you're off and running. Next thing you know, 40 minutes is gone, and they're trying to find a way to bring it back. And it's like, I didn't want to sit here and talk about
it's like bell ring.
my fucked up life. I wanted to just get through this hour with you, and if I can steer you in some weird direction, I can. And some people are good at that.
Oh, yeah.
And there are some counselors that see right through that, and they're like, nah, we're not talking about my Red Sox t-shirts.
Yeah. That's great.
Because it could have been any shirt she was wearing, or he, and I would have tried to subvert
I am a big
conversation.
Fan of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, huge fan.
Huge fan.
The district added it will not conduct a review on behalf of any families or attempt to determine what materials may be considered objectionable. Okay, well, you just show me the covers of your new books, and I'll tell you which ones they're going to object to. Yeah. So you don't need to really go through this, but I can look at the covers and be like, Yeah, they're not going to like that book.
Yeah.
They're really not going to like that book. They're not going to like that book. Minnesota requires every school district to have a procedure for parents to review instructional materials. If a parent objects to the material, the district must make reasonable arrangements with school personnel for alternative instruction. The families who complained have hailed the statement as a win. We think this is a win for religious freedom for people of all faiths without even having to go to court. Well, thank Muhammad that you're Muslim and not Christian, because I think we would have a much different. They're afraid of these people.
Yeah.
They don't want to fucking go.
Well, they don't want to step on
them
them too, because if they go against Muslims, then it's being anti-brown person, and they don't want to be anti-brown person almost as much as they don't want to be anti-gay.
Exactly. Which is why they can turn around and piss in the face of anybody with Catholic leanings.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, this one, Hodan Hassan, a mother of 4 children in the district, said, "We came to America for religious freedom in the Constitution, and so our kids will have a great opportunity by granting us and other families the opportunity to opt out of teaching that violates our deeply held religious beliefs. Families are able to raise their children according to the principle that they value the most." And you can have an argument about that however you want, because their deeply held religious beliefs don't want 2 dudes fucking ever.
Yeah.
That's what they
actively kill those people.
Yes.
Like, it's not just that they don't want to
In
fucking.
some parts,
it's that,
not all of them.
It's a lot of the parts. It's like if they actively catch you fucking another man, they will execute you by very brutal method.
Yeah,
We're not just
I don't
talking
know
like
that they
shot.
would do that here, but I know when you're talking about the homeland.
But that's where she said, like, we fled that area to come here for the religious freedom.
Yeah.
Because over there, if their kid turns out to be gay, he's getting either flung off a building or buried to his neck and stand and rocks thrown at him.
Yeah, that rock to death one sucks. I'd rather be chucked off a building, honestly.
I'd go
bury me to my neck in sand and then just chuck fucking pebbles.
I'm going building.
A long time.
I was gonna say,
unless someone teed off and caught you right in the temple and you had an easy way out.
I was gonna say, just bring like a big guy with one big rock. I'll be okay with that. But
that's not what they're gonna do.
No, they're gonna pebble you to death, and it's gonna be like, fuck, you knocked a tooth out, asshole.
Yep.
Oh, now you broke my nose.
Oh.
Now you broke an eye socket. It would suck. And then you look up. You're a little girl buried to her neck, and she gave a hand job at the park one day.
Yep.
And now your dad's stoning you to death.
Yep.
That's a tough way to go. It's like, and your daddy's little girl, and here she is getting fucking rocked to death by her old man.
Yeah.
Hi, Mommy. Hi, Mommy.
Just me in my neck deep sand.
Yeah.
Hi, Mommy.
That would suck if you looked up and all of a sudden you woke up and you were neck deep in sand and Gary was chucking rocks at you. That would suck.
Oh, yeah.
That would suck a lot.
Really, motherfucker? Me? Not my brother. I'm the good kid.
I'm your boy.
No, he's the good kid.
We'll get to some of these. Some of these are really good, but we got to get to. I want to shut my voice down.
I was gonna say one more thing on the burqa thing. I actually got a funny story related to the burqas.
Oh, great!
I'm gonna out myself.
How much
here.
trouble are you gonna get me in here?
No, this is more trouble for me, and it was a while ago. I was like 4 or 5 years old. We were all in Mackinac having a little vacation.
Nice.
Yeah. Some ladies, some ladies in burqas were walking the opposite way, and being 4 years old, not knowing what Muslims and burqas were, I just yelled, "Hey, Mom, ninjas!" as loud as possible. Like, look, Mom,
there's nothing wrong with that.
No, I thought they were ninjas.
Why wouldn't you?
I would have thought.
So now every time I don't.
What did your mom and dad do? Do you know?
She had to pull me back. She's like, "Ooh, sorry about that." Like she had to give the
What did the ninjas say?
They didn't say anything. They just kind of kept walking. But
yeah, you know what? I'm sorry. You've got to kind of expect that.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you're walking around in to a
Ninjas.
toddler appears to be a ninja's outfit.
I thought they were ninjas.
A very out of shape ninja.
Yeah.
Is what I usually see, but ninja nonetheless. I mean, that really does scream ninja.
So I had to stop myself when you brought up the burqa. I was like, yeah, the ninjas. I'm like, oh, nobody's gonna.
Oh
get that.
you can say that.
That's funny.
You can say that. It's true.
Oh yeah.
Hello, friends. The T-Roy TDC used to take a back seat to the Drew and Mike podcast. Well, that's not fun. But this whole Woke Bay E-Tard and Mike Webster version, I find myself listening to Drew and Mike, and then I see a TDC episode pop up and immediately switch formats. Bravo.
Well, damn.
Well.
That's going to be the opposite of this comment here from MW that says, imagine doing shows with Bentley, Mark, Brandon, and instead of Raj.
Why would that be
Somebody
good or
wants,
bad?
he just says, imagine doing that as a good thing.
Oh.
I think, yeah.
Okay, maybe.
He's like, get rid of Raj, bring in the Drew and Mike guys. And like, give Raj a chance first.
Yeah, that'd be fine. I don't think Drew's interested in that.
No.
How about we get through tomorrow and Wednesday?
There you go.
Yeah. Woke gay.
Nice.
I see what he did there.
GAE too.
Oh.
So he kind of went with the Bay.
Works with me.
All right, here it is, Mikey. I'm a bit confused, a bit conservative, and a bit logical. Garrett has been good as far as the show goes.
Okay.
Well, that's all that matters, really. So whatever's
Send
coming
the email.
next, whatever's coming
Shut
next
it down here. I'm good.
so irrelevant. And this email is in no way a review on his performance. So far as I know, he's a 26-year-old gay man who at an earlier point in life was considering and or actively transing into female.
Correct.
Now, during the latest show, he mentioned that gay dudes were acting too gay, and he mentioned he tried to go back.
That was around the same time.
Tried to date women.
So that was around the same time. I don't think we finished that thought up. I did date a woman for about half a year.
Which I will say,
and this is after being out as gay.
Kind of.
Was your mom and dad like, oh my God, he's switching?
My mom was
teams?
kind of pushing it a little bit.
Like she wanted you with a
chick?
chick?
She was kind of like, you've been having a lot of bad luck, and I see you down a lot. Give women another chance. Just see if it's something that can work for you.
I wasn't offended by it, but I was kind of like, fuck, man.
Yeah,
This
you
guy was
left the
able to
team.
date
You don't
a
get to
girl.
come back
Well,
now.
no, he's fucking getting dates with girls and is
Yeah,
fucking after.
you can't.
Right.
The gays are getting dates with chicks.
Very
Was she
fucking-
hot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you fuck her?
Yes.
Okay.
I wasn't going to ask the question. You got to admit, Vagine feels
We
pretty
lived
good.
together for a while, so
Vagine feels pretty good, does it not?
I can't say no.
Yeah, I mean, see, the buys piss me off more than anything in the alphabet.
Yeah.
Because it's like, pick a fucking team. All right? You don't just get to, like, walk into a bar and everybody's available.
And I can
That's
say, like,
not fair.
It wasn't that it didn't feel good. It's just I wasn't feeling the attraction that you do in a relationship.
Gotcha. But
that's
you
kinda
do with
what-
Marina.
Yes.
There you go.
Very
And that's another one I get a lot of
situation.
times. People are like, if your girlfriend is trans, because man, the female, it's a girl now.
Yeah.
It's like, how are you still gay? I'm like, well, usually I ask them, do you consider trans females to be females? And they go, no. And then I'm like, then I'm still gay.
Well, that comes to the next part.
Okay.
Here.
Sweet.
He mentioned trying to go back and date women, and that obviously did not work out either. He must love cock. I'm also aware that he is in a serious relationship with Marina, who is also a dude but is transing into a woman.
Yes.
Is Garrett really a gay? Does he love Marina's big cock or her big titties? It all seems like a confusing tumbleweed of mental illness. I'm sorry if I offend you. I apologize. These are their words. I'm just the messenger. I know you're not.
Like I said, when I get that question, it's like, do you consider trans women to be women? If no, then I'm gay.
Yeah, then I'm gay. Perfectly fine.
So according to the right, I'm gay. The left, I'm straight.
There you go.
That's about where it is.
I don't have to understand it. People have every right to live their life. Maybe as we peel the onion on Garrett, I will understand it more. That's kind
Probably
of the point.
not. Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
you probably will.
Okay.
Sure you will. I've been listening to the show since day one and will continue to do so. Looking forward to the Tard going back to Mackinac, for fuck's sakes. Later, fags. See, you're going to miss the Tard when he's gone.
I know.
I'll tell you that. Let's see. This is from Dusko. I didn't know we had a Dusko listener.
What a name.
Yeah, that's a hell of a name.
Dusko? Dusco?
Dusko.
Okay, sorry.
Jeez. Couldn't have been further off. Mike, after all these years of listening to you since the late 90s during the Drew and Mike days, I'm finally reaching out. Yeah, I've never got an email from
Took
a
you long
Dusko.
enough, man.
Yeah, I like hearing from Duskos. I really do. I got to admit, that's pretty awesome. If I get one more goddamn Jeff, Matt, Mark,
a lot of white dude names.
A lot of Steves.
Watch them write in again. Oh, that's just my email name. I'm actually Steve.
No,
30
dude,
years.
it's in his email. It's
Oh,
in his
shit.
It's how he signed off.
All right.
This is a fucking Dusko.
Hell yeah.
It's
I don't know
been
where that
30 years. I finally decided to fire up the email machine.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. He says, I'm finally reaching out. Congrats on making the changes. I think I speak for all TDC listeners when I say that it was time and needed. I look forward to becoming a member again.
Hey.
I did have a question for you regarding, I haven't pre-read this, so this could go
for
anywhere.
it.
This could be a real
You
problem.
and I are both on the edge.
Yeah.
Who's getting shit on now?
I did have a question for you regarding MyPillow and Mike Lindell. Go ahead. Cue him up. My wife and I run a small family business that specializes in email marketing and digital fundraising with focus on conservative-based companies and clients.
It just sounds too exaggerated to the common person out there.
I agree.
In 2018, we got involved in political fundraising. By 22, we were the largest conservative digital fundraising company in the United States. I don't remember him fundraising for us.
Where's our
Right.
super chats, dog?
Yeah, wow.
Would have been really helpful if they
Remember when I was
fundraised
going
for
to all
us.
those charity drives?
Yeah.
I don't remember any
change my mind on these
Dusko.
Come on,
things.
Dusko.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to up his fundraising for TDC game. In the largest conservative digital fundraising company in the U.S., raising over $1 billion. You couldn't peel us a couple mil?
Jesus.
We took a couple
sakes,
$100
man.
grand. Holy shit.
Hell yeah.
Not happy about this email.
With all that said, I've had the idea of approaching Mike Lindell to see if he
all
would
that
have...
braggery stuff about my own self aside. What about...
Well, he's thought about approaching Lindell to see if he would have any interest in working with us. Any tips you might have on approaching him or contacting him would be greatly appreciated. Thanks
absolutely.
Thanks for everything you do. You've made a lot of bad days better for me. Dusko. Thank you, Dusko. Yeah, you know what? I can make a phone call on your behalf. I think that's what you're really asking.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want me to be like, oh, here's an email to get you to the front desk at my pillow. That doesn't do you any good. Yeah, I don't know. We should talk, Dusko, and I definitely. Mike Lindell is very good historically at seeing something that fits, that's good, and working with it. He's all for that stuff. Eggs, dude. Don't you check the eggs when you pull them out of the case at the store? Who doesn't do that? Steve.
I think you're just using it as a hypothetical for like if you got eggs that had some bad ones.
Yeah, I was saying that like we just need to delete some human beings. It's like if you get home and you open the egg carton and there's 3 broken eggs in there, you don't cook them. You throw them in the garbage.
Oh, right.
It's like my version of deleting.
More of an analogy.
You don't even like eggs, so you're not buying them for one.
I
your
have been
dad
buying
doesn't
them.
like
My
eggs.
dad hates them. I'm coming around on them. I've been making them recently. No, I would say this, smart ass, because I know what you're doing here, Steve. Yes, I check when I'm in the store, but then that ride home gets a little bumpy.
Yep.
Fucking potholes in winter in Michigan. All of a sudden you get home and there's 2 pieces of shit in there. And I don't try to rush and cook those. I just throw them away. I go, yep, this life form not meant to be here.
Nope.
And so we just delete it. That's what I'm saying. Like when you have someone with a criminal history, as long as you can imagine, and they're just a horrible human being. It's like, yeah, just, you know what?
Just get them out of here.
Can we just pick a few of these and just fucking these broken eggs and just delete them? I don't think I don't see them turning things around in the fourth quarter, you know? East friend. Hey, Mike. Yeah, he saw the picture.
The picture is just too...
I love it.
Yeah. I think a golden opportunity was missed. The Tard said he has a friend that isn't very smart. How low is that bar that he thinks she's not smart? That is literally the dumbest guy I have heard speak, calling someone else dumb. You have to get that girl on the phone. Pure gold.
No, I'm not doing that.
Was she dumb or was she her
conspiracies?
You know, it's too bad. She's a really cool person.
That's okay.
Friend, but yeah, she's not, you know, the sharpest tool in the shed, as they say.
Yeah, bright as bulb.
Spit it out already.
Yeah, you're holding something back. What makes her dumb? Does she like, oh my God, I don't know what 1 + 1 is.
No, it's not like that. Ditzy, I guess, would be more the word, maybe.
Okay.
I guess. I don't know how to explain it. I'm trying not to be too, you know, she doesn't listen or anything, so it's not like she'll hear this, but it just, she has gone off the deep end with the conspiracies now. And I'm not saying, dude, we literally talked about how the fact that I've come to the conclusion I'm not 100% sure that we landed on the moon, for example. So I'm not...
You're not convinced we landed on the moon?
Yeah. Not convinced about it necessarily. Yeah. Not saying it didn't happen. Not saying it did.
You're convinced the moon is fake, but
I'm not convinced of that. That's you.
Yeah, I know. But I think we can all agree.
But like,
it's obviously fake, but that doesn't mean someone didn't land on the fake moon.
True.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think we did, but whatever. But my point is, so I'm open to, but she's like, everything she puts on her social media is just reels of just some
dumb shit. Can you show me off the air so I can see for myself?
At some point. Yeah, I can.
Is she hot?
She's attractive.
Oh boy, that doesn't sound good.
No, you know
I got the Mandy music here ready to go.
When I first met her, she was a little bigger when I first met her, but she got a lot in the last few years. She got a lot more attractive, I would say.
Really?
She lost some weight and kept it off. So
good for her.
I would say she's good looking now.
Good for her. Nice.
I actually famously, when I worked with her, joked that she was one of my first actual female friends, and I said it was because I wasn't attracted to her. But I would have sex with her now if it was offered.
I banged a chick once. Not super proud of it. You know, this is back like probably right out of high school.
It should end right there.
Yeah.
Just I banged a chick once. Wasn't too proud of it.
It's one of those where it's like, fuck, that's got to be included in my team photo if I'm being honest. And she was not the skinniest girl in the world.
Yeah.
Fast forward 8 years, she lost the weight and has kept it off forever.
Yeah.
She's hot now.
I have the opposite.
And it's like, I'm like, oh yeah, this So I could point and be like, oh yeah, that one's included in the team photo. It's like when I did it, it was much bigger frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just put it like this. I have the opposite experience, and I'll put it like this.
But everybody has that.
I think getting dumped at by a gay guy really ruins your life a little bit, because I've had a couple that it's like after we dated, I was like, oh yeah, this is my ex over there, whatever, like that. And then I'm like, I promise it looked a lot better when I was with it. I promise.
God, you guys are so shallow.
I have to be.
With the looks and what was it? They got a shitty haircut, or they
she just
packed on
ballooned up.
pounds?
Ballooned
she.
up. Yeah, this is a she.
Good Lord, you're just a straight bi. I don't know what to make of you yet.
I'm talking like this isn't just like over the span of like last year or 2 years ago. I'm like talking over the span of since I graduated high school like 9 years ago. This is my dating life. So it's not like these are all things that happened all at once. These are all things that happened over the span of like 9 years.
We're going to have to peel this onion more. It's getting late now, so we'll wrap it up. But there's onion to peel here. Like if you'll ever go out with a chick again, if things don't work out with Marina, how you would feel if Marina fully transitioned. Like all of those things we can talk about another time. It's getting late. I'm trying to reserve this voice.
All good.
Oh, yeah, it's great having you here.
No,
we can
I'm
ask
here
all
for
the
it.
inappropriate questions we want. It's
That's
awesome.
kind of what I like about it.
I know you do, and I know you do.
I like giving the emailers a spot to like, hey, it's a safe spot to make fun of gay people and ask your questions.
Or
like,
ask questions that are legit. Like,
that guy
I know I can't ask this like in polite company, but I can with you.
Feel free.
It's beautiful. I
will
love it.
answer to the best of my knowledge.
I love it.
But I will warn you, I'm terrible at being gay, as evident by the emails today.
No, you're terrible at playing the victim.
That's true.
So you're not going to take advantage of like, oh, I like cock, so that means that I'm a victim of everything. I don't see you like that, which is why I like you. All right, everybody, let's call it a day there. If you would like to be one of the emailers that joins this show, walters@detroitcast.com. Send an email. We love reading them. We love hearing your input, what you think of the show, what you hate about the show, whatever questions you have. And I can't leave without saying we won't be here tomorrow or Wednesday because I'm going to be doing the Drew and Mike podcast over at Drew's house. And I'm really excited about that. Hopefully my voice is a little better, but Trudy and Mark are on vacation this week or something. And so Drew has invited me over to co-host with him, which sounds awesome. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. I hope you guys will all tune in. I'm sure you will.
I will.
And good. Isis, maybe?
What?
Will you tune in?
He's already tuned out.
Yeah, he's gone. He's long gone.
What?
He left. He's still pissed about the dancing cops.
No, I'm not bad. I'm not mad.
I'm kidding, buddy. All right, we'll call it a day there. Thanks, everybody, for listening. And join me on the Drew and Mike podcast tomorrow and Wednesday. And we'll see you back here